All right, well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another video to talk about what is coming up this Sunday for the sermon. We are just marching right along through the Gospel of Matthew, and boy, has it been just a very, very beneficial study to me personally, and I hope so to you as well. Whether you live near us and have been able to join us in our sermon series as I've been preaching on it on Sunday mornings, or whether you're thousands of miles away watching this video. I hope that you've been reading with us and finding some use out of doing that, knowing that there are Christians right here in Connecticut reading along with you and experiencing the same ideas and urgings from Jesus to change our lives and be different. This week is no exception to that. We're going to be in Matthew chapters 20 and 21. We got to double up again on two chapters, but boy, you're just gonna love these two chapters. There's so much that happens. Chapter 21 is where Jesus rides in on a donkey into Jerusalem. So we're nearing the end of his life, the final moments that he's gonna spend on earth. What is he gonna say? What is he gonna do? How is he gonna spend his final days? I mean, we know some of the things that he does. You know, if you've grown up in church, you've heard these stories your whole life, but what do they mean? Why is he talking in this way? Why is he doing the things that he's doing? Fascinating questions to think about as you read for yourself. The two things that I'm going to focus in on this week are actually completely related. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. If you happen to like peanut butter and jelly. In chapter 20, the very first thing that comes up in chapter 20 is the parable of the vineyard workers, the laborers in the vineyard. Lots of different titles that it's given. An incredibly fascinating parable that Jesus tells right there, and truthfully one that I think in some sense very much upsets our modern sensibilities. Go read it. If you don't remember the one that I'm talking about, go read it and see if it doesn't challenge you, or maybe not you, but does it challenge the way that our culture understands work, understands fair pay, understands getting what you're due, justice as we might call it. Really fascinating parable. Why does Jesus tell this parable at this time as he's about to enter Jerusalem? The second thing that I want to talk about is another parable, and it's also about a vineyard and workers, but from a different viewpoint, and it comes at the very end of chapter 21. So we have this really interesting bookends for chapters 20 and 21. Both parables, or two parables, both of which are about vineyards that Jesus tells. Now again, Matthew didn't create chapters and chapter headings and verse numbers and all those kind of things. But those who did, blocked off this material in such a way that it creates this interesting little bracket, this bookends of parables in chapter 20, a parable of vineyards in chapter vineyard workers rather, at the beginning of 20, and also vineyard workers at the end of 21. But very different parables, but completely related. And so that's where we're going. There's going to be a lot to cover. I'm going to... I don't know exactly how I'm going to make it all work, because trying to cover two parables, those of you who have been with me on Sundays know, or if you've watched my sermon videos also on our website, I struggle to cover one parable in a sermon because there's just so much there that Jesus is telling us. But I really want to try to double up this week and see if I can't touch on these both in a helpful and an appropriate way without just being surface level. I want to do a little bit more than that. So that's where I'm going, or that's where I hope and expect to go. So if you are with us on Sunday, you can expect for me to talk about both of these parables. I may not get to it all. I'm going to try, though. I really promise I'm going to try. And I'm going to try not to spend, an hour in a sermon boring you over these two things. So, all right, that's what it is this week. Chapters 20 and 21. Now you know where we're going. Now you know what to study and kind of think about and begin processing if you're going to be with us on Sunday. And, I hope that you can. I hope that you're going to be with us so that you can be blessed by our worship time together and by studying the Bible together. All right. That's it for this week, and I will catch back up with you next week. Until then, I hope that you all have a blessed rest of this week, and that you just enjoy God's presence in your lives. All right, take care, and I will talk to you next week.